What for you say?
Say not a Kush, no, not a Kush, no, not a Kush. Oh yeah, me I can feel 'em. What are they run me eye? We are they see me sister them, they die in the street. Oh, me I can feel 'em. When they see me brother them na streets, yeah. Some they link they not, some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na Kush, Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they Kush. Oh yeah, say not a Kush. Oh. Me brother don't want before him time. Say not a Kush. Oh. So we they use the old age man young girl. Say not a Kush. Oh. The youths them just they die. Say not a Kush. Oh. Sorry yeah. We say that's a Kush. Hey, push for die. Say that's a Kush. Papa government help we are. Say that's a Kush. Hey, push for die. Say that's a Kush. Hope for you to say, is it all? That's all we say. Say make we drive Kush na salon. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? But we bother them, they die. Push on down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in then they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the suit. Other food and they for it, come up and Kush. We say bring this message so you do work for you. Oh no me.
Every day we they lost it, man, their life because of Kush. Yeah, Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim. Yeah, the way they import Kush, you know like salon. No, now we value we like Dr. Isaac would say.
That's a Kush. Me brother don't want before him time. Say that's a Kush. So we they use the old age man young girl. Say that's a Kush. The youths them just they die. Say that's a Kush. Sorry salon. We say that's a Kush.
Ooh, okay. The camera caught me just as I try for straight here. Me head rest, all good. Family, on a good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I hope so now they do well. I hope say any side on a day, life has treated you good. I hope you had a beautiful Easter. I sure did. I had a wonderful Easter. And to Muslim brothers and sisters, the way they fast, I hope say the Ramadan not the treat tonight. Especially for the one that way they salon. I mean, I get for go salon first, right? Because I used to say the hot mona, water, the light, all that. But hey, it is what it is. You get an obligation for fulfill, and you're doing your best for fulfill. I'm not so. Well, a lot don't happen at the Republic. A lot don't happen at the Republic. I don't dey play this Kush music here. God knows how long. I don't dey talk about Kush. God knows how long. I don't dey talk about the dangers of Kush. How it go get for affect the development of the Republic. How it go get for affect the development of a human capital resource. Young generation. But like some people can say, this Matilda get bad at. But listen, if not bad at for good, then it's okay. I welcome it, right? But if not bad at for bad, where they lead to bad things, then I don't want to be in that space. But if not bad at, if you see me wanting the good of the nation as I get bad at, that's fine. It's okay. That none in your prerogative, na your opinion, and you're welcome to your opinion. But so much don't happen in the last couple of weeks, and even so this week, yeah, so that we need for can take small time for can sit down and dissect and analyze, and maybe add we own 2 cents. Right now, like say waiting Domit Salon, not open Babati, not open Fet. It's something that should humble each and every Sierra Leonean. As something way for make we go into deep reflection. Now something for make we take time to think really as to 20 years from now, what type of Sierra Leone do we want to see? 50 years from now, if we are lucky to be alive, what type of Sierra Leone do we want to experience? Right? Even after we are gone, 100 years from now, whose green, white, and blue we collectively want to see? That is the fight we are all, and that fight, now we all the fight right now. So, but good thing that happened this weekend and this week. The first one where I want for make we rub mud pan absolutely um it gets for do with something we happened last year. Actually something we happened I would say 2.5 years ago, going almost 3 years now I would say. But when me self Naya, so over the years, I don't take time, I don't talk bottom, I don't talk bottom, I don't talk bottom. But especially this year, I dedicate an entire segment to for make we look inside proper, for make we look inside waiting the state they say, right? The state where in this would be the plaintiff, I guess, and then waiting the defendant also, you know, might put on the table based on the articles them and thing them where we able lay we answer. And I believe at this platform yeah, so collectively we all reach a conclusion and we all in the larger majority demanded for something. By the way, I know for say people and will say, Matilda, you not tell me what you would drink. I'm drinking tea, right? I'm drinking tea, so you drink whatever you're drinking. Today's tea. Just feel about drink tea. So I want to start with the business of the Attorney General, the suspended. No, not attorney. Sorry, the. Oh, by the way, see, I can deviate. I can deviate small. People, I can deviate small because this one it tantalized me small. It tantalized me small. Did you all see Priscilla Schwartz? Eh? That former, because I mistake called the word Attorney General. So now I don't deviate small. When I been watching the town hall, when I been there watch the town hall, did you guys follow the 2 hours, a little over 2 hours town hall? Where the state organized on Kush. It was it Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday. It had to have been Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Definitely Tuesday. Tuesday morning. Yes, Tuesday because I just come back from a trip on Monday. So yes, had to be Tuesday because I was able to watch it. When I see Priscilla Schwartz, I don't know why this is amusing to me. I find it funny. Priscilla Schwartz will be free to say, you don't run up. She's not part of no more part that, she was unceremoniously expelled from the Green Gang. All of a sudden, do my shop. I see him, even make statement all to the tail end of the town hall. And I said, wow, old girl is still around. Who would have thought? Oh man, I don't know why I found this funny, but for me it's funny. I'm not going to go back to that, and I'm not going to give you my thoughts on that. But I'm just saying I found it funny, right? I have the agency to exercise my laughing. But listen, before we sit down inside the Kotoku proper, make I give you some number there for call, should in case when I get something for add to the discussion for augment the discussion. And here please, in as much as if ever there are criticism, but let's also bring solutions. Let's also try and go for solutions, because this one also not to one man they affect. If you know they affect we directly, or we not get family and self way it affect. Like I would always say that, listen, to my knowledge, I know not of any member of my family that is affected by this. However, I cannot stop there. First of all, me as Sierra Leone. Second of all, this is not my country, right? That's my country of birth. You cannot remove my neighbor from that country, no matter what you do. And third of all, if me not directly affected by blood relation, I am affected by friendship, relationship. I most know 2-3 people that we sometimes I'm a paddy close friend, we sometimes them brother, sister, or somebody close to them that is, affected by this. So now that make it very important for make we all engage together, make we all come together, and make we all talk what's this. Why are so together, I've been listening to Mr. Kagbo in show once, and there was a caller who called and said, we left Matilda, Bo. We left Matilda, waiting Matilda Sabi, but waiting make Matilda handle freedom. We more go to the province system. Listen, that is a very myopic way of thinking, because you do not know my roots, you do not know my ancestry, you do not know my lineage, right? So therefore, everything that affects the green, white, and blue, from Binkolo to Rikit, it affects me, it affects everyone. There should not be a segregation when it comes to the green, white, and blue. When there is a problem, we all can collectively and join hand together without discrimination, segregation, and see how we go help for fact. When Ebola come, Ebola not look particular, it not look regional. Not also. When Ebola come, you no look say na boy you come, kenema you come, na binkolo you come, na tonko limba you come, na free tongue you come. No, it swept everyone across. Same way so when COVID come, you no look here but whose party they support you. So these things will serve we as a reminder to us that, listen, there are certain issues. Forget about your loyalty to a party, forget about strife, forget about everything you've been taught or everything that's in your head. Just focus on the good of the nation and everyone else, right? Make I give you some number then for call. So if you know one reach we na this show ya, so una can call the North American toll-free number when at 1-866-944-7722, or if you know the UK, you can call the local UK line when at +44 20 808 91455. Or if you know the Australia, you can call the Australia local line as well. When at +6129 0984 337. And we also get the WhatsApp number. Should you not have access to any of these, we get the WhatsApp number when 1343 997 5828. When I not forget to say, in addition to that, we get to a radio station at Freetown where you can listen to programs them way na 91.9 FM. You not forget for listen to 91.9 FM. By God in power, we will definitely try for make the #1 radio station at Salone. I'm not saying Freetown, I say Salone, meaning that wherever in a salon you there, you were able to get access. You were able to access 91.9. Don't forget for download the VOS television mobile app them, the one for Google Play and the one for Apple Store. Not forget for download them. Not also forget for subscribe to VOS with different channels them and whatnot. We do this, we do it for nation, we do it for the love of nation. Now make we sit down inside proper. So I will just cut this one so short because like I say, this na something way I take me time, I spend the amount of time where it merits, and thus really it gets to do with the Attorney General. Why do I keep saying the Attorney General? I don't know why. Maybe, hey, maybe there's a career there for you, madam. I know you know how to play with numbers and all of that, but who knows? The Auditor General, the Auditor General. I want to read something to now before I delve into this, because when we talk about accountability, when we talk about stewardship, when we talk about being accountable to those that you serve when you are in office, this is now one of the things then were very, very important. When I'm sorry to make this comparison, but there are clear evidence to show when members of the green gangs are found wanting of something or are suspended for one thing or the other. Quick one, and cannot go through the investigation, go through this quick one, and they found them not wanting quick one. They see them, they restore them either back to their former position or they move them go, then put them in a different position, right? We have so many examples of this. The rights gate man, the rights gate man na one. The one where that one where been get now before he locks Mercedes Benz and Toyota, whatever I say na gift then game. Now minerals in their resources. Now where they say in a youth whatever, I don't even know. He was there, he spoke also at the you people know what I'm talking about. I don't need to revisit these things. Come on. You all know the history. There's a pattern there. If they can go ahead and do swift justice, swift conclusion, and restore them people they also to their job, even though the public can clearly see that them people they also don't breach certain things, then but guess what? We are not appliers of the laws because we are not makers of the laws. We only have a sense to a certain degree for which or by which the law should be interpreted. But because we are not practitioners of the law, we cannot ultimately say what these outcomes should be. We can only use our rationale, right? And kind of go in and say certain things or ascribe certain things. But so make I read this because I want to spend a lot more time on and if una they try to understand, I said a reluctant speech by President Bio, a state of emergency on Kush, drug in Sierra Leone. I know say some people then go say, oh, sarcastic Matilda, they can call but the reluctant speech of the president. As we go along, it is either you get it and you agree with me immediately, or as we go along, at the end of the day, you may agree with me or may not agree with me. But however, and it might actually be funny to say this actually a title not only bring a candidacy. I was talking to a viewer of the show. Actually, I was talking to a viewer of the show, and in talking to this person, they like the reluctant speech by the president. I'm like, what did you say? He say, now the reluctant speech of the president. This is what your show should be titled today. And you know what? I thought about it for a few seconds. I'm like, yeah, actually, you are right. All things considered, all things being equal, it was a reluctant speech by the president. Right? By Mr. Bio, because Mr. Bio, if you want for show strong leadership, if you want for show, taking this thing on, look how long we don't talk about this thing. Look how long other people, them, other activists, them, don't they talk about this TSO? Why wait until it gets to a catastrophic end? Before you get up, you sit up, If leadership was shown right at the beginning of this, I strongly believe so will not be for the Osa for the right now. But hey, who am I to question? Who am I to query? I'm not in there. I don't know. Give or take the challenges they are faced with, but I also know that when you are faced with certain challenges, you cannot justify your trips, the many trips, and then yet say you are faced with certain challenges. It can hard for juxtapose the two and to understand what I mean. But let us go to what I was saying. When I know say I can deviate, I cancel, then I cancel back, depending on how the edit they go. Anyways, let us go back to what I was getting at. I'll ask my producer make him make the wording just for me a bit because I can't even make up one of the letters of what's there. If you can make it a bit bigger for me, thank you. Okay, so basically this is from Lamrana. This is from Lamrana Ba. Una know Amadou Lamrana Ba. It say the budget advocacy network at Sierra Leone, so the 50-50 group, and at what I Raj to okay. This is why I don't like acronyms sometimes when I do not understand what they actually stand for. But it's all good. Una go able understand and say have in a press release demanded a swift judgment following the conclusion of the tribunal of the suspended Auditor General Lara Taylor Pierce and one of her deputies, Tamba Mamo, some 3 months ago. They are urging the tribunal to fulfill its duty and provide its decision as the matter has been concluded and awaiting a decision since December 22nd, 2023. Remember, I said this now, so right? I've been doing a whole show where I talk about this case. Lara Taylor Pierce and Tamba Momo were suspended in November 2021. So I am right. I said it's been about 3 years now or so, right? On allegations of professional misconduct and breach of confidentiality relating to them contacting a hotel in Lebanon to confirm the authenticity of a receipt that was submitted for auditing without the express permission of the office of the president. So for doing your job, you get slapped on the wrist. But this is not being slapped on the wrist. This is just sheer punishment now. Outright, I would say miscarriage of justice, outright abuse of power. Because we drag this case here so for years. Drag. And then finally, like I said, when I did the show earlier this year, when I look at the detail, finally, because the international community, the World Bank, the IMF, and the United Nations government put certain restrictions on UNA, and because UNA been wants that $20 million release either from the IMF or the World Bank, I don't forget which of the institutions were, it had to be one of those institutions. And one of the requests at the time, last year, December, I no go forget, was that UNA gets too much backlog case system and too much case system where they drag on. You guys need to sit these cases through. So if you were in the Republic sometime last year, around November, December, as a matter of October, November, December, you would have noticed that there were a lot of cases. Before it was the man Babatunde Williams or Babatunde Edwards. I don't remember his name. Forgive me, the former Chief Justice were apparently they on personal leave or something, right? Now, in the spearhead that venture, they were, they were mandated basically that listen, you are not going to tap into this money. We not go give una them money there, so we not go release them money there. So if we do not do certain things, and one of the things that they had to sit through was this case. Right, was this case. But you see, the mistake that the international community sometimes does is that when then they give half. For call herself. Then they give half a mandate, not a full mandate. Because what they should have done is that not only should you sit through this case and arrive at a judgment, but that the verdict should be out before we release this money to you. But the mistake with the international community do, one, now two things happen. That conference between the APC and the SLPP was one of them. The second one was, justice. The justice system being, running over backlogs of cases that needed to be treated that are important cases or minor offenses that were sitting in there forever and ever, amen. Then tell and say the need for clear them backlog then they. And then assign specific judges them, even up to the provinces them. So when I'm in the give that number, then they not come out of the initiative of the government. It came as a result of the fact that some form of duress was put on them, and because that ended, then they go through, real economic nosedive, Then petrol they not been the fuel again. Then car they not been the fuel again. Then tankers and then top up they not been the meet up again. They had to do what they did. But unfortunately, they reach in December, then close the case, then close. But now forgive verdict. They don't begin drag. They don't drag 1 month, they don't drag 2 months, they don't drag 3 months. Now, December, January, February, March, April. So should we enter the 22nd of April without this verdict being given? It means for say 4 months after the conclusion of this tribunal, the final verdict, the final outcome is still not there. What are you people afraid of? If you don't work judiciously, if you don't spend the way where you're supposed to spend, if you don't be, respectful to the people's money, because it is the people's money. If you don't be respectful to the people's money, what are you afraid of? Because the truth is you have no case against these people. But let us call a spade a spade. You have no case against these people. And una know that. Not for say una not know. Una know. So why are you dragging your feet? Are you waiting for you to get in another bind where certain money need for be released to una, then put a conditions on una before you do the right thing? Why don't you take the time and do what needs to be done in the moment? Do the right thing for one, make the nation come and applaud you and say, listen, conditions didn't need to be put on you. No condition needs to be placed on you. You have done what we all know the outcome should have been or should be. So to the green gangs. To the green gangs, what are you waiting on? And I go directly to the leader of the green gangs, Mr. Bio. What is the problem? When you wash your face with clean water, there is no need for you to put a mask on it. There is no need to put a mask on it, because it will show that you have consistently washed your face with clean water and that you have not been using mud, mistaking mud for water, right? Or mistaking oil for water. So I joined all these two people, VOS, Matilda. We join all these two people to say, do the right thing, because the country needs it. The country needs it. They go put people in a positions them where not qualify, not get a qualification for do the job. And so therefore what you are doing is that in the long run, you put us in a very, very, very bad situation. Release this thing. You know you have done her wrong. You know you have done them wrong. You know it. Everyone knows it. You know you did things out of precipitation, out of vendetta, out of I will show you. The exigence of power. But the country is not doing well. We are not doing well. We need to heal. We sick. We sick. We need forget spend medicine. You are not add pan this one and so. No, not add pan this. No, not add to this one. No, not add to this one. Enough is enough now. You guys have this business getting to the conclusion of a case and holding the final verdict of that case for months and months and months, sometimes years, because I know what I'm speaking of, trust me. I know what I'm speaking of. Sometimes years. For something wey for take less than 30 seconds, where they put your pen inside, or something wey for take less than a day or less than a week. And the reason why I say less than a week, because in a case like this, you as the head, judge, when you try for get to the point of why you arrive at the conclusion where you arrive, you need for pen and down, you need for look at cases, president, cite things, them write things them out before. And sometimes these things can be hundreds of pages depending on the matter. I understand that. Sometimes they can be thousands of words depending on the matter. But in this specific issue, I don't think say, sir, I don't think say I need even 5 pages. I don't think so. I even need 5 pages for come to a final conclusion and do the right thing for the nation. The nation is suffering, quite frankly. So I urge you all, in the case of Lara Taylor Pierce and Deputy, the Auditor General of Sierra Leone, please do the right thing for the nation. I don't know that at this time the nation will thank you for it, but they will certainly be grateful that someone with their wits is there trying to bring back and trying to bring a semblance of tranquility back into things. Okay, I don't done with Andy. Now, you know the thing about the green gangs, like you always tell Una, you guys, you are too boastful. Una too boastful, una too majiji, una too bagbati sometimes. And not to all side you care boastfulness, majiji, and bagbati go. It is not done. Sometimes there are certain institutions, there are certain work, expertise, field of expertise where you leave them alone, let them do their thing. You can't intimidate everybody in society. You can't intimidate everybody to silence in society. Some people, what they do is not waiting and they do not a true calling, not a passion. They get passion for them, not a dedication, not a true calling. That doesn't, mean say, they are perfect. No, by no means am I saying they are perfect. It don't mean say they are perfect. But when they are seen to do the job for the good and the benefits of the nation, I think say we for able for no sign of a touch. While we are doing our politicking or politicking, right? Why you not they doing a politicking? Because it's not politicking, right? What are they doing a politicking? Leave some people alone to do their job because they are accountable. They're accountable to the nation. They're accountable to the people. That is why then go into the profession when at the fourth estate. Yeah, very different dimension of the fourth estate. So for a young man, we don't decide, not for go against the grain. And for say, listen, this is about a nation, this is about my job, this is about my integrity. I owe the nation this much. The land of my birth, this nation we don't educate me, this nation we don't give me so much. I owe gratitude. And my way of gratitude is by my profession. My way of showing gratitude is by maintaining the integrity of my profession. This young guy has worked his way up the chain, demonstrating consistency. They ever hear in name day mix by this, that. No, 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 no. Until he falls by his own weight, and if that happens to be the case, people then like we go team up na yaso and say, no man is perfect too, but why did you allow yourself to go down this route? But until then, please, the green gangs, can you leave this poor man alone? He has a young family, he's a very young man, trying to make a decent and legal living. Sometimes you don't try for bribe and a corner several times. In agree. Because there are some that who don't bribe, they don't agree. And by the way they speak, by the way they write, you can tell. But sometimes when I don't try for bribe and a corner, and he's saying, to my God and my conscience and to my nation, I will not. So why don't you allow him? Everybody cannot toe your line. You cannot have agency over everybody. You can't have agency over everyone. Even the Christ when me as a Christian, the serve I believe, even the Christ when the Christ, you not be able to convince everybody. Not so. So why make you not feel say you're not go able to convince everyone? So this young man, and which is not surprising to me, because if you don't follow salon politics, it was just a matter of time. But I applaud his courage. I applaud his tenacity, because some people, them waiting and go do instead is that then go back out. All of a sudden, you go see them go silent. You go see them follow the mainstream. They won't rock the boat anymore. You go see them go back into the status quo, maintaining the status quo. But I am happy that this young man did not choose to do the maintaining the status quo, but he spoke up. He spoke up and said, now this I don't endure. So if something happened to me for the Bambai, una no side come out. You cannot be going around giving lectures at international universities and be allowing this to be happening under your nose, my friend. Mr. Bio, how do you justify going to Harvard, going to Penn State, going to all of these places, lecturing on democracy, lecturing on freedom of speech, lecturing on whatever it is you lecture on, but yet inside soul, right inside soul, when a day first will be the first example of what you are trying to sell, because you're not selling anyone. These people that are sitting there listening to you, trust me, they know what the 444 is. They're not waiting at the 444. They just sit there and amuse you. But if they want to be genuine with you, they want to be genuine, they want to be sincere with you, trust me, they will give you the lowdown. Lowdown that even me myself here, I may not be aware of. Because these people are not fools. Somebody like this one, I for encourage somebody like this, because you cannot always have the same view. You have to have opposing view. You forget divergent view, divergent opinion. That's what makes society grows. That's what allows for society for develop and improve. But as you have silenced many, you're hoping to silence this one too. We say we not go agree. This year we not agree for nobody. We not go agree. And I say thank you very much to Lamrana for where he come and he speak in mind and he make the public know say that this he don't they go through, na this he don't they endure. From the green gangs, the higher ups in the green gangs who hope to silence him into small bobo behave yourself. Because that's what we are used to. Bobo behave yourself. But guess what? This one refused to behave himself. Because the nation needs him. The people needs him. The people need that voice. So in recognition for what some organization did for him in standing beside him, he said, thanks to Sludge and the Human Rights Defender Network for the press releases. Thanks to everyone on here for your show of solidarity and all those who called and sent messages to support and check on my safety. I am concerned about my safety, especially with the continued threats from some people who are very close to the seats of power. But I am also hopeful that President Dio will ensure our safety and security as we continue to do our work in holding him and his government accountable as part of strengthening the democratic process in our country. Very well said, my friend. Very well said. And I know for say right now, because I just say very well said, my friend, I know for say there are some who here feel to say I get Lamrana a number a day on speed dial. No, I don't have his number. The man stands in front of me. I won't even be able to pick him out in the crowd. I don't have his number. It's not on my speed dial. But when we sit to make we talk him. Waiting all right make we talk him. This battle mentality, na no put you with this so. How can you go in front of international crowd, international people? How can you sit and have a waiting I can call an armchair conversation? I go sit down, you get an armchair conversation, do lectures and whatever on the very subject matter that you cannot control within your own soul or in your own soul. Today na Pringlish now go to talk today na yeah. Yes. How is that fair? How is that just? How is that right? Right? If you can't till your own garden, right? Now other man your garden now you want go lay seed pa. Now you want lay seed, right? Let us be serious. Make we be serious, people. Salon. I know for saying I saw we like for play, we like for laugh. Everything we take and make play, everything we take and make. But let us be serious. We really need to be serious. We really need to be serious. We're going down the drain. I mean, look at our current index. Look at who side we place now the international index. Instead of going upwards, we they turn downwards. Instead of going upwards, we they turn downwards. And this is not something, listen, globally everywhere is hit. So make we left for use this excuse as, now the global economy, if we don't do things right, if we not set the right space, the right structures, then within, I not say globalization, I not say the issues of globalization offer affect you, but before affect you to the extent at which they affect you. And when you have leaders who are callous, who do not show any form of care, but only insane, but not in action, what do you expect? Enough funny, the pinch is tough. And that business of how for do make we bear God day, that thing is no longer cutting it, man. How for do make we bear? No, what God day will say? God day will say. I should say even God they say, oh my goodness, this nation, I give them everything. What have they done with what I gave to them? What have they done with them? Now, like that one way the master he give them the same money. He travel, he go, he can. The other one, he go take the money, he hide them under bed. When others were trying to multiply what have been given to them, he go hide them under bed, greed. When the master come back, they ask for account, he not get nothing for show for them. That is the Sierra Leone, because we've been given everything, but yet we have nothing to show for it. We have nothing to show for it. How long do we continue? Oh, no, okay, the Athens of West Africa. Now we educate this, now we educate. Yes, now we educate this, now we educate that. But they have something to show for it. They've taken that education and they've multiplied. We that are the educators, what have we done? Can't just be going on and be, hey, now we what? Now we zero. Can't dwell on past glory. I know say some of them are not like what I talk today. The truth is I don't care because it has to be said. We have to hold each other accountable. We have to hold each one of us accountable because we are all stewards of the land. But like I say, Lam ran a good job. I will carefully follow the story. As a matter of fact, now this don't urge me, but make sure say I even follow this closely because you can't silence everyone. No, it's unacceptable. Now, make we camp on the big talk of the week. When I know the main topic of today, the other reluctant speech. So boku thing don't happen. Boku thing don't happen, not so. Before, so basically on I think less than 24 hours notice or 36 hours notice, because this thing come on a door. I don't know, honestly, I don't know how they plan them. But all said and done, it was a great turnout. People, the hall been packed. The different stakeholders, them in Dede, then say National Town Hall, right? Join hands to stop Kush. And then they been come off from the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, where the minister Naim being chaired the event, not to so. For those of you, for una way miss some, I go encourage you now for go back and watch. We being broadcast on Nayaso. Una can go back and go look for that broadcast there and re-watch them and see what in the different players them say, right? The important. Yeah, waiting the different players and say waiting at them plan, waiting they don't do, waiting whatever. People are not for sale, I don't tire for you. Kush. But the truth is, this is one of the important issues that we have on our hands. We get on our hand, we cannot forgo it. We cannot be silent about it. We get for tackle them with everything we get. Now we hand, we cannot let it go. We get for tackle and serious one. So we'll continue for talk, we'll continue for updates. But before this conference happened, una see obviously the burial, the 32 body them. But then 32, and then before that one, I've been see the 12 body them, not also December I've been show. But all of this in minute. Waiting with a see, like I can say, waiting we are exposed to and seen as a nation or worldwide. It's not even a fraction of waiting they happen at the different communities then. Like I say inside Salon right now, people they die of Kush. The family knows say na Kush kill them. But the guy come ashamed and go tell you say no other thing and kill the person. And that is the truth. I'm not saying anything that's not happening. Inside the villages, the towns, and the communities, same thing. People are dropping and they find the body in our streets. As a matter of fact, even the city council self not able to keep up with the gathering of the bodies in our streets. With the gathering of the bodies them now, uncompleted structures them. uncompleted buildings them. They are not able to keep up. As a matter of fact, if you now listen, I think the mayor of Freetown this week himself do, so a sensitization on this Kush. Because this business is all hands on deck right now. This is beyond politics and political allegiance and tribe. And who's you come out? This is a fight for a nation, a fight for the green, white, and blue period. And like I said, we're not being for the side with this, so if we leaders then they take we serious when we started sounding the alarm bell. Some people they don't come, they don't accuse some people them as being the drug lords, the dealers, and the importers, and the this and the that and the that. But then something funny. Make we start with the press release by the police. I think say now one of the, you see when they talk say make we fetch something and make we be serious about something. I think honestly this is one of the joke of our society. Now one of the joke this way salon can do where it can piss some people them off, and some people then like me, when you do right, I tell you say you right. When you do wrong, I tell you say you wrong. This now one of the situation where the police force right now, you guys, I don't know what you were thinking. Like what's this press release for? What when you know been they feel say this press release go achieve? And by the way, the phone lines are open because I know for say I go sit down and ask when I go make a lot I talk to Pete dry and mouth. Wetin una been the things say go happen? Like wetin are the reaction una been they expect from the public by pulling this press release? And from all the people them, all the searches them wey una don't conduct, why a press release about this particular person? Why na this particular person I warrant a press release? Why una not make press releases them for every other side and una don't go confiscate, una don't fend, una don't this, una don't that. Why? And at this minute, at this hour, at this time, waiting una been the feel say una go really achieve. Like what? Waiting have been the favor, waiting have been the expectation where una been the try for fend from the public. Where people are not they sound the alarm bells for months, for months, for months. In fact, I go say even years, people are not they sound this alarm bell. Then don't they sound this alarm bell? Don't know. It did not dawn on you to do a raid. It not done on una for do an impromptu raid with a warrant. It not done on una. At all, at all, at all, at all. Now, after the intensity of certain groups them and people them, including myself Nayaso, now that 10 day, when the rain don't come, the rain don't beat, it don't soak, thunder don't crack, axe don't chap, calabash don't broke. Where sun can I do now that 10 day now and grab for do something? Are you serious? When it was pouring thunder and rain, when it was pouring thunder and rain, una not feel the urge for act at that moment. It's after the clouds have cleared and there is sun. That's when you guys want to do something. Abo, who that fool? Or who do you think you are fooling with this? This kind of arrangement, business tactics, more than the left and the left. I'm not going to read this press conference, to be honest, because this type of thing, it play on the intelligence of the people, or maybe for the benefit of the audience, I'll do it. But for me, it play on the intelligence of people. Because right now, I feel to say everybody daft. How I will go sit down and get the bold mind after everybody that's been implicated or said to be implicated allegedly. From right up, no sold them. Right up. Now, una arm them. Una left arm and una right hand them. The police no see for do any check, any investigation, any impromptu warrant, any impromptu search. Una know the hideouts them, una know the places them. Out of a sudden, when the rain don't come, the thunder don't come, the thunder don't crack, everything, it has poured heavily. And that same day, now na decide when the sun don't come out na do. Where the babu now they born in Pikin a bush. And I tell you na decide for work majestically and think you can fool people. Make I take this call here. Call her, waiting on your name and who say you dey call for. Hello, caller.
You struggle with answer. You ask question, you struggle for get the answer.
Hello.
I will tell you why. You see, they don't politicize the Kush fight. Very soon, or in the coming days, you go for a say, then go for the counter statement, then go to talk and say, even the president in your household, they not left him. So this Kush fight, you got for be on, you got for then go for follow the fight. They who say the fight, care and go they follow the fight. Now that make them go to that place. That all go then go for go search that place now arrangement. So when then they go after people away where you not justified and go to justify them. Say about this Kush fight, not a political fight. The last time we see the fight take we to the bio family, we go there. So now any say the fight they carry go, now don't they go. So now that now the only reason. So no at itself. But this is why. The Lara Pierce on side, Matilda, no matter any kind of English you speak, leave me Daniel and the Olam. Then they would put an corner pass to come on a power. People don't understand. They don't understand salon system. Lara Pierce no they under any make Lara Pierce na sack then saka. How many people the way you see government don't put aside for investigation and call them back? How many?
Hey, then they are
so Lara Pierce on side
and call them back. The former attorney general, I don't forget his name, the one before this one also where they so then call him back. He was put on investigation.
Yeah, well, the watch the scenario.
I don't know if
if you watch the time when they suspend her, how many times?
Priscilla Schwartz.
How many?
They call her back because I see another conference.
Matilda. Anyway, Matilda. Waiting at the time from where they sack that man, then go. Sorry, where they suspend that mommy. People are saying I sack and they say I suspend her. How many months this? How many years this? Then when at the commission of inquiry, when at the Agbagba, not take this long time where this case don't take. You know, now sacre no sacre woman day. That woman they come. If you see it they come and they can we accept people don't come on power. Or when they go on to the end, they know say if he come, no matter what you do, they're untouchable through them. So now that thing they come with them. You know, and me just talking about the plain fact. This we rule of law sometimes we can confuse them na salon. Salon we got we own separate rule of law when only na salon no the implementer. Then that I come again to other thing again because I deliberately jump that push that this Kush business because you know I'm not interested that much. I come to something we not in our topic. Matilda, me no say technology na improve. The last time when they say commission of inquiry, we get a clear one. The programs they be so clear that the stations the women they follow, they get a clear one. I noticed something on this trial where they go. I noticed. I don't know if I mean I the only person notice. See, then they jam most of the networks. Then they make a trial, then the broadcaster 3, 4, 5 hours, no sound. And not only go AYV go get the problem, or they cut across all the platforms. And the one tell we say from that time of the commission of inquiry to now, the technology in Sierra Leone deteriorated, don't improve. So what make I talk this? If them volunteer or the one give me the news, the one broadcaster, let them broadcast them. But if you're not interested for me, let the public know. Let them do an corner. But for say you go make program, you go now court, people and go cameras and go there 2, 3, 4 hours. People sit on the watch, they need everything and they talk. So what are the transparency? I don't know if Nami one don't notice someone. Maybe something Nami one, or maybe Nabuku talk. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Uma. Like I mean, they say, this press release here. So it's not that because I don't know the game that's playing, or like I say, now that make us say not take the salon people then for be that naive, for be fools. Really, an insult to the intellect by pulling such press release, and then you say you find gun at the host. Yeah. It's and then you say you go search another host, you find it like dear. If you were going outside the investigation they lead you, this would have been done a long time ago, unannounced, unbeknownst to them, and you know where to search. You know where to search. You know who to search. Make we left for play. These are lives we are talking about. Make we left for play. So the breaking news, the fight against drugs / Kush in Sierra Leone continues. The Sierra Leone police is pleased to inform the general public that acting upon repeated allegations received about Madam Admire Bio's involvement in the drug trade in Sierra Leone, the transnational organized crime unit is presently, I said the talk so that's all they do now, presently, conducting thorough and methodical search in her premises. These searches are aimed at ascertaining the veracity of all information so far received in respect of same. Details of the outcome of the searches conducted will be relayed to the public through a press conference scheduled for 12 hours after the search done. 12 hours, of today's date, blah, 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 blah. Again, like I say, if there's ever a joke of the century, this is now one of the biggest joke of 2024. These are real lives at stake, real people suffering, real future being deprived, being played with, being cut short. Make we left these blood ties and allegiance to politics and political alliance. Because this is what we've done, and this we don't do. We don't let they do this thing on each side. Not because we not be know the people there. Not because we don't know the people there. Not because we don't know who is involved. Not because we don't know who sanctioned us. Not because we don't know how they come and who that it is and who the brokers are. People know them. And also now they wait for your ear and a month. It no go be. No go be. It's not going to happen. You know yourselves. And like you say, make you pillar in your conscience judge you, because whatever you do on this side, you get for repam before you go. Trust me, one way or the other. If you know repam you directly, your bloodline will repeat. So decide. Like when the Bible say, out and call, choose ye this day who ye may serve. Decide. Tell me what to get for come on. I know una safe. And I know how una get access to quit, which if like I say, if you're not being able to afford $1,000, if you're not being able to afford $1,000 6 years ago, and now you can afford to spend $10,000 in one day, ask yourself the question: am I doing things right? Where did my riches come from? If you've been there a pan body, or you've been there a one-room bedroom 6 years ago, and all of a sudden today you are living with in a house that is a marble tiled, a compound that is marble tiled, ask yourself, check yourself now, check yourself. I go to the caller. Caller, waiting that you name and so you dey call from. Hello, caller.
Hello,
Yes,
do
please
you
go
hear me?
ahead. Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you for your show. I just want for express as this Kush issue na salon, it should be a national interest for everybody. I just want for state certain realities. We always grow up in a salon. We know some of we come on as certain families and we young parents and uncles, elders, they take ask you for go buy cigarette, send we for go buy stuff them we then should be an ethical or people then we not for send picking them for go buy that kind of substance and they on behalf of them. This should be a foundation. They can cause certain situations in salon where they generate for everybody for be part of this drug and substance abuse. That's one thing I want to observe. So parents have 60% responsibility for really go back to the basics. Second of all, institutions. I will give a classic example. There's a private school named Kihama Road. They did a random school, drug sack. All the students, I think I'm Moralista or Marina or something at Kihama Road, where they did a random drug search. All the them within a SSS and was from 3, 4, 5, then it's about 50 of them. They did when they did drug test on the entire school, they suspended some of these, and these are rich people's kids going into those schools. So this drug not to treat no more day. If money man picking, where they go to private school, they push go to school. It's not to situation. Go na Marina, na Kihama Road, and ask if they not do drug test. If every institution na salon able for do drug test on the way they go day and work day, they go find out say this drug not to only break the day. So we need to treat this as a national interest and make we able for no say if the government they try to do something, do those for how late they don't start, it's not never too late. But we serve as parents or uncles, we should able to advise our children or people them, stay away from this drug. May we all engage how we forge ahead and find a solution for this drug. Another thing I want to express on one call I will just call about this trial. Where they think say something like conspiracy. There's too much conspiracy theory where they go around that salon. All national TVs or all TVs where they hear this trial where they go on right now about this November 26th. Every live TV where they on has a recording system where they're supposed to record and re-air. So if the live TV they interrupt or intercept, that recorded one should be able to re-air so that everybody go able for know waiting they're not able for catch up on the network disruptions where they cause during the time where they air the live streaming. So even I ask them, if you miss a live show, if we're able for go back and watch the recorded one or the TV they replay them back. But salon they get this habit that they know they replay programs them and even AYV or certain areas. So they will not speculate and make up story about government they intercept ear of TV. This is about their own responsibility as TV ear. What did they do? Therefore, able for recorder and real ear, but for everybody for Yagi.
Okay, thank you very much, Kola. And Tuna no saying at 3 minutes all man gets. So thank you for your contribution, as I dey talk for this Kush business. So on this Tuesday gathering, um, there are few people that we talk where I go on for highlight some of their statements. Then one of them, and let me be honest, amongst all of the statements, then to be honest, there is one statement for me where I feel say, and people then go say, Matilda, you not talk about the vice president, the VP in statement. Usai he criminalize and this. No, I wouldn't. And the reason why I not go talk about him is that a man of his status, a man of his caliber should have known better. If me know waiting the law allow me, waiting the constitution, and I know say there are two school of thoughts here. There are people, the way they go and say, yes, I agree with the vice president. At the time, he was the acting head of state, and therefore, he now been within his right for say whatever he want for say. And secondly, he is the chair of the police commission, and so therefore, blah blah blah. Does the feelings of the vice president trump the constitution? The answer is no. In order to trump the constitution, just because we can repeatedly use that word, they say when the president make a statement, it is a policy statement, doesn't mean you trump the constitution. There are laws. There are structures within which we work. So, me not go take me time and spend time talk about something where somebody clearly for no. And where for no, USA in boundaries there and USA in limits there. But if he decide for cross that boundary and decide for go into the entrenched rights of people and thinks he will get away with it, I don't think so. So why I will go waste my time for talks about something where clearly they against the law of the land? And if that's what it should be, then let there be an act of parliament, let there be a revision of the constitution, and let it be enshrined in the constitution. But until then, I'm sorry. For me, it's a moot point. There's no need to discuss that. But somebody in statements there where I want really pay attention to, where I hope that's how, the APC, the leader of opposition, APC, we can talk say, the government cannot always be at the helm of everything. Sometimes you need collaboration. And in this fight, it's a fight of collaboration. I agree with him 100%. This is not the kind of fight when one person no more fight. All man get for engage, all man get for come together. And you get for cross the lines, right? You get for crisscross the carpet sometimes in order for arrive at certain things then. I want to make we listen to a Kush victim, a statement by a Kush victim where one play few snippets of the statements then, because like I say, I was there all through, and obviously my people who I will come to later, Hope for Youth Sierra Leone, they were there representing Hope for Youth 100%. And these guys are terrific. When I say blow by blow reporting, my goodness, if I had money, I would train every single one of these people to be public relations, people. I go put them all in communication. When I say blow by blow, they were giving it to me blow by blow, pictures after pictures, blow by blow, statements after. I mean, these young men and women were terrific. But let me go to their statements. They are. Make we look at the statement from the Kush victim.
And then actually for guest scholarship, University of Brazil as a postmaster. So I will so get a process work that is at the graduate years, nothing not coming. And again, I'm going to the job market, I will apply. Apart from the guest postmaster, I get advanced diploma IT distinction. I will apply to know I became traumatized, I became discouraged. As a young man with so much prospect, so much talent, I think I see wow, society don't show me. So negatively, short-sightedly, subjectively, I think it's the drugs. I think I see drugs are an opportunity because of the traumatization. But unfortunately, I always see I'm for because at the end of the day, instead of I had to connect, move on with life, I became over traumatized, why?
Man, funnily enough, as I made fun by statements, now a university graduate, frustrations of life, unemployment, not finding employment, not being able for live in full potential, somehow got caught into this drug thing, and in life become messed up, completely derail the trajectory of waiting is supposed for do. So not for in one green story tan so. Then story they are so boku people they won't don't pay school fee for. Your family members that una don't pay school fee for, una don't help them, una don't this, una don't that, and then all of a sudden one mistake, like somebody I talked to recently, na jamba na I be like. He go buy this jamba thinking that na jamba na I go buy, but guess what? This jamba was laced with the Kush thing. And that's how he became an addict. And recently I see a video of a young man with the same story. He said me na inside the jamba na they didn't get me. Because then they mix the substance and then they mix the thing there. Nothing is 100% straight, authentic, and in the process, a whole generation is dying. One of the statements there, like I say, I get different statements there, but one of the statements there make us see. Youths and sports, the IG, the same is the same. One of the statements there actually where I think say we for play now. The speech by Umar Ufofana, his statement, for me, that was what the type of statement I was expecting from all of the stakeholders. If you now listen, there were a few people who spoke, and their thing was very, very poignant. When I listened, there was a guy, a youth, now the audience, where they give the microphone, where towards the tail end of the program, where if you want begin talk something them and begin call some name, then I then pull the microphone in my hand. If you guys were watching that program, you go see. They say, not all thing we go talk Nayaso today. That was the MC, right, under the direction of the MC, who actually be the minister of communications, right? Another person, the statement by the US ambassador, that was also a very key statement, right? The statement by, now would again make statements where, for me, really, really stood out. The hope for youth, we can get a representative right now the podium. Actually, that person was seated next to the vice president seated right next to Joe Dejalo, vice president of the republic. Some other people, they make statements, the UN delegation, the EU person make a statement, being so depth. There was a lady in the audience, I don't forget her name. There was a lady in the audience who also team up towards the tail end, we make a very solid plea. Where even talk about the fact that, say, This thing is not far from home for am that say iyo family affected by this thing. Make we listen to wetin Umaru Fufana bin get for say.
But we don't take trouble. So we are dropping in that. What's the response mechanism? Somebody mentioned that all the ministers talk about community mobilization. It's fantastic. That's how we make Ebola. With communities taking leadership. That's how we respond to COVID. So let's get the councils, just as we don't get the agency and everything in parliament, let's get the councils taking leadership as well as district. Let every district in this country be guided by the central government for taking leadership. When Ebola can the last salary for national that they resist Ebola the best. So don't make competition now. Let all respond to the push crisis under certain leadership. We don't go down haphazardly, we don't go down quickly, we don't go down by our way to do the right. Central government has to override responsibility, local councils, step up, traditional leaders, religious leaders, don't get down to the
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you see wetin Umaru Fofana talk about, and I'm glad he went at somebody waiting at the land, because I know for say most of the time I can sit down and also they talk. The back talk I can get, oh Matilda, you know this salon, wetin you know, blah 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 blah. Even though repeatedly I can tell you to say, if I want to know wetin happen at salon today, even inside the intotals of the intotals, I have my way of finding it. But I've been very, very happy with Umaru Fofana come and talk with me, don't they talk na so. State leadership. State leadership. Because from state leadership now in the umbrella, now they trickle down to the rest. State leadership is very paramount in this type of things. State leadership. You say when they talk about community mobilization. Yes, community mobilization, but for community mobilization to be effective, it stems from state leadership. The council, the councillors, them, the councils, them, the paramount chiefs, them, the members of parliament, them, going into your constituency, mobilizing, not only talking. I'm glad what he said. He said, because I was at the end of the thing, honestly, I was beginning to feel very, very, I cannot say unimpressed. I was beginning to feel let down. Because I'm like, I don't can spend 2 hours a year. All the people they talk to. You are telling me about what do I care about what your responsibility is as a division? I don't care about waiting at your primary responsibility, roles and responsibility as a department or a state agency. I don't care. If I want to know waiting at your roles and responsibility, I go online, I go find out waiting at your roles and responsibility. However, waiting I care for no at this particular kind of what structures have you put in place to tackle this? What contributions are you bringing to the table as a department or as an agency? What contributions are you going to, what structures have you put in place to action? I not been the yeri dande. I not been the yeri dande at all. We get 50 bed, we get 300 people and where they wait, and we try for do this, we do this. I mean, I be ex-soldier man, because they're like, who cares about your credential? People are dying. You're telling me about your credential and the duties, the duties of your work. The duties and then you sign up for do on a normal basis when all things is equal, all things made equal. That is what is expected for you. But here we are talking about an emergency, we are talking about a crisis. When there's an emergency, when there is a crisis, you throw the book out, you go to the drawing board and you begin to, develop things then. We for solve the existing crisis or what you are faced with. So you can't tell me, but we not the law department, now this we they for, we not the police department, now this we they do, we not the drug department, and youth department, like who cares about that? That's not what you were called for. You were called to tell us, in the midst of this crisis, what policies, what structures have you developed for tackle this thing, and how are they tackle them? Give me actionables. Give me actionables. So I've been very, very happy, and I even stated it in few of the because as a matter of fact, I was watching it on two devices. Two devices. I'm the watching on the VOS platform, and then I'm in the watching at one place where they call Sierra Salon something. You don't forget the name. I Rise or something like that. I don't forget. They were on two different platforms, and I was commenting. I'm like, finally, somebody is saying something. Somebody is going to the heart of the matter and giving serious prescriptions. That then I've been the hope for see repeatedly. Anybody will come up. No, they can't tell me about your title. And waiting the duties of your title. No. Tell me what you don't put in place right now to deal with this. That was what I was interested in knowing. That was I was looking forward to. But instead, that was lacking. I mean, so braggadocious. You honestly think these youths in this thing, they don't know how to solve this crisis? They don't know how to do this thing? Leave the youths of Sierra Leone, give them 1 month for solve this crisis, so now they see if Kush know they done inside salon. I know them. I have spoken with them. I work with them. My goodness, when I sit in meetings with them, the solutions that these young men and women bring forward, I'm like, my gosh, I just need for win that lottery, no more that jackpot. And you will see transformation. Wutete. Anyways, I want to go to the reluctant speech. Reluctant because it came at a time where, honestly, I think it was done out for, you know, they can say, out for do. Make we just do a normal now. This thing should have happened months and months and months and months and months ago. This thing should have happened even before Liberia declared their own emergency. We should have been at the helm of this thing. We should have, hey God, why? But we are slow to act, almost as if, say, at the end of the day, they say, because I come shame, like them crude and can do. And put pepper now you wine in. So now the pepper, the burning sensation and lead to this. But we don't need to get there. We didn't need to get there. You could have taken a hold of this thing, like what Umar would say, state leadership. Almost another Sidon also the talk say, where is the man? Why is the man not saying something? Why is he silent? Why hasn't he made a tweet about this business? Why is he not saying something? Why are we not hearing from him? Why? So many whys. Make we listen to what the man will get for say. And you judge for yourself.
My fellow Sierra Leoneans, our country is currently faced with an existential threat due to the ravaging impact of drugs and substance abuse, particularly the devastating synthetic drug, Kush. We are witnessing the destructive consequences of Kush on our country's very foundation, our young people, in spite of our government's effort to stop the proliferation of drugs and substance abuse in Sierra Leone. This deadly Kush, which knows no boundaries of class, ethnicity, gender, or religion, is taking a devastating toll on our communities, tearing apart families and robbing us of our future leaders. The deterioration and alarming mortality rate of our young people due to the addictive use of Kush is no longer acceptable. As a government, we say enough is enough. As a nation, we say enough is enough. Synthetic drug and substance abuse is a global crisis. Sadly, its harmful effects have reached our doorsteps. Our young people are becoming increasingly addictive to Kush, which has become a death trap. Our government remains fully committed to combating drug and substance abuse in all its forms and protecting the well-being of our citizens, particularly our youth. In the past, I constituted a presidential task force on drugs and substance abuse to help fight drugs and substance abuse in our communities. We are making concerted efforts to combat this menace, but unfortunately, we are experiencing a surge in Kush consumption and escalating fatalities among its users. It is my solemn duty as your president, acting on the powers conferred on me by the Constitution, to declare a national emergency on drug and substance abuse. With this national emergency on drug and substance abuse, we shall broaden the scope of the government task force's work and adopt a multifaceted approach to addressing the increasing Kush epidemic. Our fight against Kush should be a collective effort, which is why I have directed the setting up of a national task force on drugs and substance abuse, with a particular focus on combating the rising Kush crisis. The national task force will be multisectorial, comprising key government ministries, departments and agencies, security and law enforcement agencies, community organizations, non-governmental organizations, development partners, religious organizations, and recovering people with substance use disorder to address drugs and substance abuse through a comprehensive strategy. The National Task Force will be responsible for implementing a 5-part strategy for a drug-free future, which includes 1. Prevention. This includes awareness campaigns, promoting healthy alternatives, and deterring drug use. 2. Care and treatment. In every district, we establish accessible treatment centers that are adequately staffed by trained professionals to offer care and support to people with drug addiction. 3. Social services support. This is to provide comprehensive recovery services such as counseling, skills training, and reintegration programs. 4. Law enforcement. We will dismantle the drug supply chain through investigations, arrests, and prosecutions. 5. Community engagement. Partnering with communities will be crucial in our fight against Kush. This strategy will encompass all sectors of society and will be replicated at the chiefdom, township, and district levels. Given the national emergency on drug and substance abuse, a presidential advisory team will supervise the national task force in our quest to eradicate Kush and other lethal drugs in our communities. In the coming days and weeks, the National Task Force will dialogue with the public about its core mandates and objectives. I encourage all citizens and residents in Sierra Leone to embrace our fight against Kush fully. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, in my New Year's Day address, I highlighted the immense investment we have made as a country in human capital development. Today, it is pleasing to know that we have more children in school, particularly girls, than at any other time in the history of this country. We have reduced the maternal mortality rate by 61% and expanded healthcare coverage to our people. We continue to make modest investment in infrastructure, such as energy access, transportation networks, and internet coverage. As a nation, we can only continue to make such investments and progress in a stable and healthy environment. Today, Sierra Leone faces a critical public health emergency due to drug and substance abuse, particularly the lethal synthetic mix known as Kush. As part of our decisive action to combat this menace, our government shall intensify and ramp up efforts to educate our young people about the dangers of drug abuse. Through school programs, community outreach, and media campaigns, we empower our youth with the knowledge and skills they need to make healthy choices and resist the temptation of drugs. Of course, we understand that addiction is a health-related challenge. That is why we are investing in rehabilitation and treatment facilities to provide support and care for those struggling with addiction. It is not enough to punish drug users or people with addiction. We must also offer them a path to recovery and redemption. Our human capital development agenda and our sustained efforts to move the country to middle income status by 2039 will come to naught if the largest base of our population, the young people, are being ravaged by Kush. We are therefore intensifying efforts to create more jobs through our big 5 development priorities, especially through the flagship Fit Salon initiative and the Youth Employment Scheme. By creating more jobs, we will be shutting down one of the biggest breeding grounds for addiction, which is idleness or unproductivity. At the same time, I say to anyone who is involved in the production, trafficking, and illicit trade of these drugs that your time is up. There shall be no sacred cows in our quest to decisively deal with those who are caught in the act of peddling these drugs in our country. We are strengthening our law enforcement efforts to crack down on drug trafficking and distribution networks. We will work tirelessly to disrupt the supply chain that fueled this epidemic and hold those responsible accountable for their actions. We would also empower our judiciary to act decisively and prioritize drug-related cases so that anyone arrested for the shipment, production, and illicit trading of the chemical components and final synthetic drug will be tried with the full weight of the law. But our fight against this epidemic cannot succeed solely through government actions. It requires the collective effort of every citizen, every community, every sector of society. We must come together as a nation to support one another, to look out for our neighbors, and to build a future where our youth can thrive free from the grip of addiction. Together, let us all say no to Kush. To our youth, I say, you cannot waste your youthful vigor on the altar of death-bound pleasure. Sierra Leone awaits your contribution towards solving some of the multitudes of challenges plaguing her. Fellow citizens, we must collectively rise to this challenge, as we have done in the past, to confront other epidemics like Ebola, rape, and COVID-19 in recent times. We must work together with courage, determination, and compassion. Let us stand united in our resolve to overcome this epidemic and build a brighter, drug-free future for generations to come. To every parent and family that has lost a loved one to Kush, we are in this together, and we will fight to stamp out this deadly substance from our national consciousness. May God bless Sierra Leone and guide us in our effort to protect our people and our nation. Thank you.
Okay, so this now the head of the Republic in own take on the fight against Kush. So una know for say and I know a lot of people are going to say, Matilda, don't start a conspiracy theory, but I'm not. And I would like maybe somebody, a representative from the government camp, maybe for come and clear the air on this. Two things happen in this video for make me convinced that this wasn't a live broadcast. Two things happen, and I can't tell now the two things will happen. It was pre-recorded and a voiceover. Pre-recorded and a voiceover. And then I go ask me why I say it was pre-recorded and a voiceover. When I go back and look at the video, when I listen to where it talk, right, the speech, and look at his mouth. Look at where he was in the speech and what his mouth was saying, right? This is my area. When it comes to these things, I've been in this domain for so long that I know all the little tricks them here and there. Even though me not a video editor and what have you, I don't I don't lead several times on interviewing ministers and deputy ministers doing video recording, pre-recorded videos with ministers and deputy ministers, voiceover on the pre-recorded because you need to whatever. And I was looking closely. I mean, they look closely, they monitor the body language, the speech, the delay. If I go back and watch and careful, I go see say there were a few seconds delay from waiting it they say or waiting allegedly or waiting it don't say to waiting in what they say. Go back and look at it. Sometimes it was even more than a few seconds. It was a lot of seconds delay. So we make me convince say this not to be a live broadcast, not to be a live recording. It was recorded and it was voiced over. But the recorded and the voice over not be minute by minute, second by second, so you can see, like, the editing. Be careful, editors. I don't know which tool and which gadgets them when I use, but I caught that one. If my producer been they show me when the speech they go on, and I've been from listening say I was I've been so focused. My focus not to be on waiting even they say really. My focus was what I was observing. I've been trying to put them together, and at the same time, funnily enough, as I focus on that, I got a message, a private message from a viewer. And, the viewer, funnily enough, said exactly what I've been the pick up. Said this video was edited in many areas. It was not a live message. It was cropped in the sequences. And I agree with the person. I mean, haven't watched outside and they do editing of videos, live, waiting live broadcast look like, waiting pre-recorded and putting together look like. I definitely agree with this person. One thing where I've been for see and a direct and immediate acknowledgement of the people that we don't lost to this drug, to this thing, an immediate acknowledgement of their lives then. And empathy, because as a father of the nation, the buck stops at you. How this thing is so crippled to the society till now, you don't go legs and wings, you don't get tentacles. Then it's a look on your administration and your leadership. I feel say it been for do a much better job in really bringing in the seriousness of this. This wasn't the time to talk about achievements and successes or wins. This was really the time to really say, listen, we are in a crisis here. We have done ourselves harm and we need to get ourselves out of this. This not being, a time for. As a matter of fact, if I was leading on this, because I do ministerial events, by the way, make I can clearly and tell on her, because sometimes while they talk, it can good for make I show now the background when they come out from. If at this point in time, Usai don't reach so, I would not have done a speech. I would not have done an address to the nation. I would have done an armchair conversation. And in this armchair conversation, I would have had 4 key people them. Wait till I say, I've been forget 5 key people them. Okay, I mean forget a seasoned journalist, way completely neutral. I've been for peer with a social worker, a seasoned social worker, for lead on this armchair conversation. And the people them way I've been forget us. The people them way they do this armchair conversation with me. Him as the head. I've been forget in WEF, because remember in WEF in flagship program na hands off our girls we get for do with rape, we get for do with mistreatment of picking them, girl picking them. This thing here so they affect girl picking them as well, right? And if then they in a state of whatever unconsciousness and unconscious state, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a recipe for make them take advantage of them, right? So I've been forget in Wednesday, I've been forget the minister of health day, right? I've been forget the minister of health day. I've been forget the minister of social welfare, children and whatever, social welfare and youth. I think say them two ministry, then they combine. If they're not combined, I've been forget all two of them people then they. And the most important person, back where I've been forget the minister of finance. The minister of finance, because where are we going to get the money to do this? Where this thing costs, it take on a tremendous financial, it requires tremendous financial expenses. Make the minister can tell we waiting he go get for do with the budget or the existing budget, or waiting he go need, or what will be required, waiting he don't budget, and how we go get for make this money available for tackle this thing. So that is why for me a speech at this particular juncture, a speech would have been warranted. A speech would have been of time if he been doing a year ago, year and a half ago, even 2 years ago. If he did a speech and maybe repeat another speech maybe a year ago, that would have been within that time frame. But where things are at now, a speech is not it. An armchair conversation is what needed to have been done here. People, I know someone can say, oh, Matilda, you criticize, but I'm telling you what should have been done. What should have been done was an armchair conversation. A speech wasn't it. Because armchair conversation, they give you the time, the privilege for make you go deeper, make you nosedive, go deeper into conversation, express yourself. And when you express yourself, they express yourself in written language, not to something where they don't write, don't give you, where they don't prop you up. Now you just, they can't no more, you can't spill. People will look at your body language. They will look at your tone. They will look at your expression. They will analyze your pauses. When you pause, when you da. This is not time for make political manicure. Ain't nobody interested in political manicuring here. People are dying. People are dying in the drones. Like I tell you now, they die then with the yeri Then small parts they die then when we know the yeri bots. They die then when we know the yeri bots. Then boku te left. So that is why for me, even as we wrap up this program, the head say, get 5 pillars them. It say first na prevention. The second one is saying a care and treatment. The third one is say na social services. The fourth one is saying a law enforcement. The fifth one is saying a community engagement. I would have flipped that on its head. Not entirely completely on its head, but the way it positioned them. In the listing, there are some things that I would have shifted. But hey, I'm not a speechwriter, neither am I his advisor. If that's the thing, if then things say in this method, they will succeed. If we succeed now, we all succeed. Not so. But I have another method to propose to him. And where they propose this method here, so now method where I am hoping to get some of the experts, some people in the medical field to sit here and really talk about these things from the scientific background, so that we go understand some of the things then what we they do to we picking them, or where we picking them they do to them body then currently, where maybe in the short run it leads to death. In the medium to long term, what the nation is to expect, what do we get for expect? Yes, because we have to prepare. If even we stomp Kush out today, there are effects that are going to linger. Just because you remove the substance from the environment, no mean for say the substance not don't do in damage na the environment, if you understand what I mean. So I will ask the producer, make it a roll, the Hope for Youth pictures them, the Hope for Youth photos them with delegations, then we been there at the Bintumani conference representing Hope for Youth. And I say I'm very proud of these young men and women. And we now Hope for Youth, we come up with a plaster method. And I get to explain when I sit down with the Agbagba them, depending on what in themselves come up with and what in themselves say, then maybe I go get for explain also within a your method. But for right now, I go cut and short for now because I go get for left with brother and sister, they make them go cut them fast, not to so. So the plaster method, when mean for say we, number one, we believe in prevention, that prevention is the first thing that we should be concerned about. The second thing, because if we prevent, that mean for say now we dey try for stop, we dey try for interrupt new people coming into the system, being part of that statistic. Anyway, I've been telling us I'm not going to explain too much, but make I just name them because of time. Prevention is the first. The second is law and order. The third is advocacy. The fourth is systems. The fourth is system. The fifth is training. The sixth na empowerment. And then the last one na rehabilitation. And inside rehabilitation, and not just anyways, I did say I will not go into the details. So hold this plaster method, hold it with you, because I will revisit it and I will explain to you all in detail, one by one, waiting require in implementing all of these steps. Not to so, but to the the current head of Sierra Leone, to Mr. Bio, I go want for say this. I just want to read few things them na your speech. Do you beg gonna give me 2 seconds? It will take long. I just want to read two or three things then. We come on at your speech, right? And I just want to make you think about these things as even you they talk to the world, as you they preach these things to the world, and you they emphasize on these things as being part of waiting with the experience na salon and what you they try for do. So this speech here so long, now that make me fumble them. I'm sorry I'm not going to read until now because of time. Now 15 pages long, and that is the speech that was given by President Bio on the 25th of March 2024 in Penn State, Pennsylvania, right? Pennsylvania State University, right? And the theme was navigating the future democracy, progressive politics, and inclusive development in Africa, Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone experience. I want to go to section 7 of his speech. He said, democracy thrives on engagement. Please listen to these words. And I make I say I'm not going to comment. I'm just going to read what his speech said. And I'm employing your good graces, sir, because you're older than me and because I have to give you that respect as someone old. I'm employing your good graces. Let the people of Sierra Leone feel these words. Let them be able to touch them, see them, not just hear them. Please. So point 7 of his speech said, democracy thrives on engagement, transparency, the rule of law, and like any Unlike any muscle, if neglected, it risks atrophy, leaving society vulnerable to the forces of what? Autocracy and despotism. With that, I remind you again of the Auditor General and the assistant. Not to me write you speech, I dey read wetin you go say to people dem. Section 9 say our democracy's vitality is anchored in its ability to withstand both domestic tribulations and the unpredictable forces of a changing world, compelling us to uphold our foundational principle steadfastly. I just picked few sections then because, like I said, the speech long. I could have picked more, but I just picked these ones. Let's go to 40. 40 reads, for Sierra Leone, the pursuit of inclusive development is not just a policy choice. It is a fundamental commitment to ensuring that every Sierra Leonean, regardless of their social, economic, or geographic background, has the opportunity to contribute to and benefit from the nation's growth. Think about these words. I'm not saying them. Is that the real experience of every Sierra Leonean? Let's go to 53. 53 reads, my government is committed to addressing these challenges head-on with a relentless focus on restoring societal confidence in democracy and the rule of law. Democracy, the rule of law. Again, I take you back to the Auditor General. I can take you back to a lot of different cases, matters arising, but I'll not go there. I'll take you to the one that is very clear-cut, straight up. 56. Though initiatives like the Youth Employment Scheme, yes, which aims to create 500,000 jobs within 5 years, through initiatives like the Youth Employment Scheme, yes, which aims to create 500,000 jobs within 5 years, we are committed to harnessing the potential of our young population. That young population, their hopes, dreams, and aspirations is in limbo right now. Let's go to 68. 68 reads, we stand ready to embrace the future, addressing how technology can unite and uplift us, and inviting all stakeholders to contribute to a thriving Sierra Leone in this digital revolution. Have you created an open and acceptable space that fosters collaboration irrespective of allegiance, party, tribe, or creed? And I'll give you one last one. 87. Together, let us work towards a future where Sierra Leone and Africa at large navigates the digital era with resilience, embracing both the challenges and opportunities it presents for building a more democratic, progressive, and inclusive society. If we take a pool of Sierra Leoneans then today, a poll, if we go throughout all the villages, all the provinces, everywhere, would this statement resonate? And that make I say, I know they analyze, I know they ask you few questions then based on which you they go tell people. Yeah? My people, we dey work tranga one. We dey work tranga one. And we will continue for work tranga one for Mama Salon. You know, as I close in proffering my solution and in saying that this should not have been a speech, it should have been an armchair conversation. What that armchair conversation would have provided is the opportunity for, if these people are skilled interviewer, for him to also declare an economic crisis. Because Sierra Leone is not only having a Kush emergency, it's having an economic crisis emergency, as well as other things in between. You spoke about education in your speech, but yet over 100,000 students were denied the opportunity of taking their exams. These are real issues. These are issues that affect the future, because una don't buy, una don't sell. Right now, at this point, you guys are at the verge of Engin Banda. Really and truly though, now then at the point of Engin, put una fana, una shuku blind and down, or put una fana up the roof, or for Engbanda. But there are more than 70% of that population that is not there yet, that is not close to being there yet. So for their future, for their sakes, please let us show empathy, and let's not continue with apathy. Aleph and so for today. Hope for youth. I salute you now all. My people, we have come to the end of it. Not get anything else for say. I just hope and pray sincerely that collectively we'll all do the right thing. Collectively, we go do what it takes to pull our nation, because our nation is sinking. Make we pull them out of the ashes, make it rise like the phoenix. And as I close, I would like to say happy 16th anniversary to Melkosh Mission International, the organization where they take care of the war amputees them. 16 years ago today, it was established in Sierra Leone. They've done tremendously well. They don't do a tremendous job. And obviously, yes, me we sit on so obviously on me they talk about Melkosh Mission. I do my part, I play my part, and I'll continue to play my part. And I pray that more people them will come on board for help these vulnerable people. They paid one of the costliest price of the war, and we cannot neglect them. It was upon us to make sure as we thrive, they thrive. Onotata.
Kush for die, say not a kush. Papa government help we are, say not a kush. Kush for die, say not a kush. Pop for you, say.
Papa government, only one day where they bring camp, anyone day where they sell them. Only Papa government jelly. They don't keep plenty youth, then I will learn. Innocent youth, them missing, I will learn. Spiritual leaders, them missing, I will learn. What they doing? Let's all fight them and pen. They come and feed you, Kusho. What you have in my bed for? Be at all bed. Hey, I be that number. Mamonga, Kushi Wele, Mamonga.
Papa government, amupema, mamu manja mamupema, kushi hinde, abu walo, kushi wele abenyeni hundumalo, abu kuli hundumalo, abu wihu malo.